Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my review of Season 4, Episode 12 of Lucha Underground, called Til Death Do Us Part. Now, this episode of Lucha Underground, in my opinion, I thought it wasn't the best episode of this season, and certainly wasn't the greatest. Mainly this episode focused on the build to the wedding for Johnny Mundo and Taya. And we only had 2 matches for this episode. And then we got to the wedding of Johnny Mundo and Taya. So let's get started with the review. The episode opened with Johnny Mundo and his crew, his guys, Ricky Mundo, PJ Black. They're preparing for the wedding. They were wearing, lime green suits, which looked kind of cool. And they say that they have a surprise for Johnny. And the surprise is revealed to be Joey Mercury. And I did not know that Joey Mercury was released from WWE. Apparently, he was released last year in January, and so now I guess Joey Mercury is back wrestling in the indies, in the independent wrestling circuit, there. So that I did not know. It was cool to see Joey Mercury here, but we find out that Ricky Mundo has been reduced to, a ring boy, and his guitar gets taken away. And then we see Ricky Mundo and his creepy doll having a conversation, when Mundo and, and PJ Black and Joey Mercury, walk away. So, but it was a pretty cool opening to the episode. I'm really happy to see Joey Mercury again, because last time we saw Joey Mercury, he was with Seth Rollins. When they were in the Authority. It was Joey Mercury, Seth Rollins, Jamie Noble, of course, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. But it was pretty cool. It was kind of like a reunion, an Eminem reunion. If you remember that stable in WWE, it consists of Joey Mercury, Johnny Mundo when he was known as Johnny Nitro at first, and then years later he was John Morrison. Later on in his WWE career, after the stable, after the Eminem stable broke up. But I enjoyed that stable of Eminem with the 2 of them, and they were also with Melina, who was their manager. But yeah, it kind of reminded me of that. It was like a little reunion. So it was cool. So yeah. So then we get to the first match of the episode. Famous B is still the ring announcer because Melissa Santos is still injured. If you remember in last week's episode, Katrina ended up taking out Melissa and ramming her into the cage because it was in the first ever haunted house match between the Mac and Mil Muertes. But Katrina ended up taking out Melissa. She ended up hitting Melissa with a glass face with flowers in it, and Melissa had to get medical attention. That's why Famous B was the ring announcer. And so the first match, it was Jake Strong, aka Jack Swagger, versus Drago. And this match was not that good at all. It was very meh, in my opinion. But it's more to get Jake Strong, Swagger, more of a build up, continue his his push. And in the end, Jake Strong, Swagger end up putting Drago in the ankle lock. Drago ended up tapping out. And so that was it. The match was really nothing, in my opinion. It wasn't that good at all. Then after the match, we saw, Aerostar comes out, to save Drago because Swagger, Jake Strong, was doing a little bit more, trying to take out Drago. And so Aerostar ended up making the save. So, but all in all, the match itself, it wasn't that good. It was very meh. Then we had the second match, XO Lishus, aka Sonny Kiss, versus Jack Evans in a no mas match. This was, sort of like an I Quit match. And as we all know, XO Lishus defeated Jack Evans in his debut match. And this match itself, it was okay. It was okay at best. There was some parts in this match that I liked, like where XO Lishus ended up hitting Jake Evans with a blockbuster, and we had XO Lishus, he was refusing to quit because because Jake Evans was choking out XO Lishus, and XO Lishus tells Jack, fuck you, which was funny. And we saw Jack Evans slamming XO Lishus into chairs. He ends up climbing a ladder and flies off of it with a senton, which was cool. Ivelisse ended up coming out. She arrives, and Jack Evans ends up taking her out. And sorry about that, but I was saying Jack Evans ended up taking out Ivelisse. We had later on Joey Ryan comes out and makes the save because Jack was Jack ended up laying XO Lishus on a chair, and Jake Evans was threatening to snap XO Lishus's neck. And so Jack Evans headed up to the top, and that's when Joey Ryan ended up coming out to make the save. Jack shoves Joey Ryan away, and we just see Ivelisse get back up, and she ends up pulling out XO Lishus to the floor. XO Lishus then comes back in, and he locks in an armbar on Jack Evans, and Jack Evans ended up quitting, ended up saying no mas, and so the match ended, after that. So, well, yeah, it was an okay at best match, in my opinion. I mean, there was, parts that I like, XO Lishus, very, very impressive, Sonny, aka Sonny Kiss. Like I said, if you're ever in the New York area or New Jersey area, and if Sonny Kiss, XO Lishus, is at an indie show, definitely go check it out. He's awesome in the ring. Very entertaining wrestler. So yeah. So if you ever go to an indie show out here in New York or in Jersey, and if he's at a indie show, he will impress you. He has the moves in the ring that are exciting. So, but anytime that I went to an indie show and he had a match, it was very exciting. So, but yeah, all in all, like I said, this no mas match was an okay match. And then after the match, we saw Joey Ryan end up helping out XO Lishus to his feet, and he ends up celebrating with XO Lishus and Ivelisse. So that was what happened after the match. Then we saw Johnny Mundo and his boys, preparing for the wedding, as Jack Evans ended up crawling backstage, and Ricky Mundo wants to take his place. They start, all of them start yelling at him, and Johnny ends up calling PJ Black and Joey Mercury his best friends, which pisses off Ricky Mundo. And his creepy ass doll tells Ricky to do the job she was telling him to do. So that was pretty much that. And then what it was revealed was Ricky and his creepy doll end up freeing Matanza from his cage. And so right when that happened, I knew right there that Matanza was going to come out and he was going to decimate everybody out there during the wedding. So it was kind of predictable there. So then, of course, we had the wedding of Johnny Mundo and Taya. Famous B, of course, he was in the ring in a wheelchair. He was officiating the wedding. Johnny Mundo, PJ Black, and Joey Mercury arrived to Johnny Mundo's music. We had Melissa, cheerleader Melissa, and Brenda were the bridesmaids. And Antonio Cueto ends up arriving, and he says that he likes the couple, and he ends up telling them he has a gift for Mundo and Taya, and he ends up saying to ring the bell. And right when Antonio Cueto arrived, I thought he would send Matanza out there. But he says to ring the bell, and out came tacos for everybody. It was wheeled out on tables. The believers were chanting, "We want tacos," which was funny. And so, Antonio ends up congratulating Johnny Mundo and Taya. And, the wedding just went, right from there. And then, Famous B, at the end of this, Famous B says, "Oh, I now pronounce you," and then Famous B goes, "Holy shit." And then Matanza comes out and starts wrecking everybody, that are at the wedding. He even slams Famous B while he's still in the wheelchair, which was funny. What was really awesome is Matanza ended up choke slamming PJ Black through the table that was full with the tacos, and we see Taya was busted open, was bleeding, and Johnny Mundo tried to fight off Matanza. Matanza ended up suplexing Johnny Mundo to the floor, and he went through the taco table. Taya ends up getting up and firing back. She ends up attacking Matanza, but he ends up hitting the Wrath of the Gods on Taya. And, we just see Ricky Mundo celebrating, just watching and laughing with his crazy ass doll. And then Matanza gets out of the ring, goes to the floor, and we see Matanza slams Taya onto the wedding cake, and pretty much that ended the episode for Lucha Underground, and for Lucha Underground this week. And you know, it was a good over the top wedding for Johnny Mundo and Taya. This was easily the best thing on the show, in my opinion. It was enjoyable. So, but yeah, that's basically what this episode this week was built up to, the wedding. So yeah, so I enjoyed the wedding between Johnny Mundo and Taya, even though they got married before this episode aired in real life. So, but yeah, it was enjoyable. It was, like I said, it was good. It was over the top, and was the best thing on this episode. So, yes, anyways, that's it for my review of Season 4, Episode 12 of Lucha Underground, called Til Death Do Us Part. Thank you all for watching, and definitely give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and until the next video, I'll see you all later. Bye.